Beautiful Michelle. I've
All right.
already decided this is going to be a delightful conversation. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure, Wendy. Thank you for having me on. And just your story is so enticing as well. Just you have a lot of fun things and challenges as well. So I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, my pleasure. And isn't it fun how we can just find elements of our own story in each other's?
I think so. It's amazing how you can definitely connect instantly. It's incredible. And I think it's a huge blessing. It's something that women can do very well and connect over things that are life stories, our life story. So,
Right? It's so true. And we know what that feels like. And it's this beautiful, energetic exchange. Just like
mhm.
when you get in line at the grocery store, if the cashier is having a good day or a bad, like you can feel that
Yes.
energy. And I love this podcast so much because I am only having fabulous conversations with fabulous women. It's just the best thing ever.
It's such a great invention because when you think about it, you get to hear stories that you wouldn't necessarily read about because not everything is going to be printed. And then also, if you're busy, you can put a podcast on and listen and relate to that story or be inspired by it. So I love it.
Right. While you're on a walk or doing
Mhm.
chores or whatever you're doing, I couldn't agree more. It's so fun and fabulous. And I want to hear about your podcast too. But first, I would love to ask you, because I think I forgot in my last interview, how are you saying yes to yourself in this season?
Well, I think it's embracing where I'm at in terms of, I work a lot like you and accepting that that's okay, especially that in my age. So I'm 61. I have 9 grandchildren. And I think, also I am not married, so I get the opportunity to say yes to myself, go to dinner where I want. I can watch a movie if I want. I can get up early like I do and pray if I want. I can do what I want. So I think saying yes is that, and then saying no to other things so that I can say yes to certain.
I love that so much. And I agree. There are privileges to creating the life that you desire and being the only one that lives in your house.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've had some things happen to us that were unfortunate. We have made decisions that are in alignment for us. And I mean, I'll speak for myself. It's a pretty good gig. Like, I am co-parenting my beautiful, fabulous unicorn of an 11-year-old daughter, and
Mhm.
I have 3 weekends a month that she's with her dad and 1 week a month that she's with her dad. So I can focus all of my attention on what's happening on the property or what's happening in my business or if I'm in France or something. And I know that she's safe and she's taken care of. So I'm not, people will ask me, oh, are you sad because Amelia's not here this week? Nope. I'm
Yeah.
like getting so much done. Like, watch out for that Instagram because I'm actually going to have time to post because I'm not driving 2.5 hours
Right.
for school or stopping to make dinner and all of these things. And I think we can bloom where we're planted and we can create joy and find joy in whatever situation that we find ourselves in.
Right.
And
Right.
even in when I first meet someone or I see somebody, I just had some friends come stay that I knew in California, and they didn't know that I was divorced. And when I told them, they were like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And like anybody that hears that, my immediate correction is congratulations, because congratulations. Like, they don't need to be sorry. We're both living our much better lives
Yeah.
outside of being in the same house than we were together. And Amelia is having a brilliant experience because we are happy. So all of these good things can come even if it doesn't look like what some storybook said it was supposed to look like.
Right. And I just don't think, I think that's so true. We can live in a fantasy life. But I think if the truth is, we have to know that and then be okay with those, other choices that somebody might make. And it is hard being a widow, especially when you first become a widow. I think after that, you embrace your singleness, you embrace the positive side of that. And like, okay, I have freedom. I'm not married. I don't have to worry about that. And I'm also an empty nester. So my kids are all out, everyone's doing well, and all my grandchildren are doing well. So it's like I heard you say something on one of the podcasts this morning, and it was building your life you want by saying yes to yourself. And so I thought, gosh, that was just a great statement. And you truly also take personal responsibility when you are by yourself. You can't blame someone else. It'd be nice to blame someone else, but the truth is, that's maturity. You own it. Okay, this didn't go well. What did I learn? What am I learning? What can I change? Or, whatever. But yeah.
Right. That's so beautiful. And it's true, it's a decision. And you're not negating your beautiful marriage. You're not negating the grief associated with losing your husband. I'm not negating the grief associated with losing my marriage, not losing my marriage, whatever, having it not be what I
Divorce.
thought it was going to be or whatever you call
Mm-hmm.
it. I don't know. I obviously don't practice that sentence. But
Mm-hmm.
even my mom, when my dad passed away during COVID,
Mm.
she loves him and she loved him. And she packed up that house and sold a whole bunch of stuff and said, "Come and get it because I'm not keeping any of these
Yep.
things."
Yep.
And she, whatever fit in her car, she took it to my
Yeah.
brother's and lives in a little cottage and is so delighted that she does not have to ask permission of anybody to do anything that she wants or doesn't want to do. And
Mm-hmm.
there's so much free, and it doesn't mean that she doesn't miss my dad. It
Right.
just
I
means
think
she's
that was
just
interesting.
living the life she has.
Yes, I think that's quite an interesting topic I've not ever talked about yet. And all these years, and it is the expectations that others might have on your difficulty. And you're still unaware of a lot of it, but at the same time, you have to make decisions that people are not going to agree with. It happens all the time. But for widows, it's not talked about because there's this unspoken expectation that you should be sad for the rest of your life, or you should, like you said, have to be with someone in order to be whole. Do I think that, life was designed to be with a partner in marriage? Yes, I do. But there are many who do fine without it. And you like yourself, I like myself. So I have no problem being alone. I have no problem going and having dinner by myself. In the beginning, sorry for that noise. In the
Okay.
beginning, it was difficult because I was so used to cooking for a large family and I love serving. So when I wasn't needed to serve anymore, I think I went through I don't want to say depression because I really wasn't depressed, but a hard time coping. And one time, one of my sons came over and he's like, "Mom, your refrigerator's not very full. Where it used to be packed, with things because I cooked all the time." And then I thought, you know what? I need to start cooking for myself. Cook now instead of cooking a meal for 9, you're going to cook a meal for 1.
Right.
Just figure it out. So then once I adjusted, and then yeah, I'm happy with myself. So because of that, then you're going to enjoy your days and do what your mom did. I did the
Yeah.
same. I sold my house after I think a year and a half. I don't recommend anyone doing major life changes the first year, but I did the same. I started cleaning things out. I took that time to organize and go through certain things. And sometimes people want you to keep their clothes. It's like,
I mean, everyone gets to do whatever they need to do, and everybody else can keep their opinions to themselves. Either come over here and help me, or talk about me in some other room, but I am not available for this.
Yeah.
My mom did all of that during COVID. She did it in 5 weeks.
Oh, bless her. Because
Yeah,
she's
she
probably
was
already been
just,
thinking.
well, I mean, it happened, it just was a relatively quick situation, but she was like, no,
Okay.
that,
Yeah.
and also because it was COVID, it was like either act quickly or
Yeah.
just be here in this
And you're
I
by
don't even know
yourself.
what
And
her
it was a,
options.
yeah, it was
Right.
a sad time. So
But I
all
just
of
love
it.
that everyone gets to do whatever they want. I had a dear friend that he's a widower and we chat all the time, multiple times a day. And I found out that he was dating somebody after 6 months of him dating. And of course, I'm elated and so excited. And he's like, oh, okay, I wasn't sure. I just don't talk about it because when I showed a picture to my sister in law, she was sad that the woman in the picture was not her sister. And so, of course, like he internalized that he shouldn't tell people that he's dating. I mean, it's just so sweet. But we either hear things differently than they're being said, or we decide that that's what everybody is thinking.
It goes back to an expectation. And actually, biblically, that's good to remarry and it's good to date. And again, we are designed to be in relationships. So good for him. And I think
Yeah.
men have a tendency to want to be with someone, probably more so than a woman might. I don't know that that's always true, but generally speaking, it's found to be more along those lines where that's so sad because we have this false narrative where we think they should be single for a long period of time so everyone else can adjust. Well, it's
Right,
not
a quote
about
unquote
them.
appropriate amount of time. It's like
Yeah.
who is making these rules?
Uh-huh. It's
And
just
are there
unspoken.
even rules or do we just think there are and we're limiting ourselves?
Right. Well, it's like you have to wear white in the summer and you can't wear white in the winter. It's like you can look beautiful in whatever you want any day of the week. You can wear a sweater in 90 degrees if you want, or whatever you want, I think,
Right?
it's just wrong expectations. And I think expectations can ruin relationships. And that's where people need to just, pay attention to themselves. And we're also good at judging. We're so good at it. It's like a gift. So we have to learn to pull it in.
Yeah.
Where am I thinking right or wrong? Yeah, it's very interesting. It's a
Oh
good
my gosh.
observation.
Well, I didn't even intend to have that whole conversation, but
I think
thank
it
you
was
for
needed because I
totally,
was like,
right?
Lord, where do I go with this with her and who needs to hear what? And
Right.
sometimes it's more about those difficult days and the expectations people have on you, you know?
Yes. Yes. So
Good
what else do you
conversation.
want to say about that? Because I want to hold
Uh,
space for you.
well, first of all, thanks again for having me, Wendy. I think for me, it would be encouraging women over the age of 50 with a complete background. For me, I was a pastor's wife. I don't know if you know my story, but
I didn't know you were a pastor's wife. My mother is a pastor's wife.
oh, wow. Seriously?
Mhm. Yeah, so that's why she like packed up, left the church,
Yeah.
like moved away, all the things.
People don't realize how hard that is. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was a pastor's wife. I was running a local nonprofit, feeding the working poor, homeschooling my children. I was that 70% of women who really was about my family and the community. And
Yeah.
so I thought that was going to be my story for the rest of my life. I basically dug in and that was it. And so I was also a counselor, so I'm very well educated. I have two master's degrees, and but everything I did was pro bono. I gave it away, gave food away, gave training away. I did speaking, but to women in the church, and I
Right,
just
because your
everything I
reward is in heaven.
right. I mean, it was giving
Mhm.
and generosity. It's just how my life was. And I ran a nonprofit. So I started that with $5 in an envelope and grew that to
Wow.
feed 73,000 people a year. So I had
Wow.
experience, but that was just raising what was needed in my local community because we went through such a hard time in the 2000s. It started in 2005 for the general population, the hardship and the recession. So people needed food. And so then in 2012, I was counseling with a doctor and his wife, and my husband said, "Hey, I have a mole growing and it seems to be growing out of control. Can you look at it?" So he did a pathology on it the next day and came back stage 3 metastatic melanoma.
Oh.
And then within 30 days, it went to stage 4. And then over the next, and here I am, I have a very strong faith. So I'm up every day reading the Bible, seeking the Lord. And I am thinking, okay, we're people of faith. He's going to survive. Not thinking of the reality of hardship, although we both experienced it, but um, it was a run. So for the next 2 years, uh, chemo, holistic health, all the things we could possibly do. And then we had 7 children together. We have 4 from his first wife who passed away from the same cancer.
Oh
So
my word.
yeah, it was pretty sad. And so I still had 2 kids to launch at home that I was homeschooling. Anyway, so now, you're helping run the church, and then next your husband has passed away, and how do you navigate all of that? And the pastor, associate pastor is rising up, and the truth is that was the right thing. They needed to take care of the church, and I needed to pull back. And so, but all of the loss, that you experience, I'm sure your mom did it as well. I'm no longer pastor's wife. I'm no longer an executive director for a nonprofit. My stipend ends in a year. I have no income. Like, everything hits you at the same time. So I want to say a year, I had the nonprofit for another year, for that year, 2015. He passed in 2014. And here I am, 51 years old, facing uncertain times because I did not have the income. So I also didn't even know how to pay a bill online. I would
Right.
shake driving my car. I was so nervous because I was free in terms of my marriage. Like, I knew all the boundaries and all the stuff. Now I know I have everything's wide open to me. So how do I handle all this? And a lot of expectations from the congregation that I would never meet. I just didn't know how to
They
meet their.
had those before he died also, by the way.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
they did.
It's a yeah, that is a rough role.
Yeah. So so we during in 2015, I had a gal who was a volunteer at the nonprofit, and she said, "Michelle, I know you need to." A couple of things simultaneously went on, kind of like your story, where because I didn't know how to handle the financial side, I had to learn to master that.
Right.
So I hired a finance coach, and I did all this at the same time,
Yeah.
to come in and tell me what to do, because I'd already given some money to an advisor and lost thousands of dollars on that decision because I didn't know what I was doing.
Mhm.
And there was no education out there. It's very limited for widows. So I hired this finance coach, and he said, "Why don't you become a counselor again?" I told him, "I don't want to be a counselor anymore. That's not my gift." And after the grief process, you change. Like, you become a different
Sure.
person. You're very different because now everything's turned upside down. So anyway, what I did do is he said, "Well, why don't you think about becoming a coach?" And so I said, "What is a coach? I don't even know." And he said, "Well, go do the research and come back." So I went and I did the research on what it means to be a coach. And I came back to him and I said, "This is for me." Um, I homeschooled all my children. They're all in successful careers. I made them write mission statements from 12 years old on, and letters to their children, my grandchildren
Oh,
in the future.
awesome.
And they get so frustrated with me, but when they have baby showers and I get to read those stories, they just are flipped over that I made them stay on task. So I took the board certification test for life, grief, and finance coaching.
Mm.
And that helped a lot. I created classes for widows. So this is the next year, 2015. And then I was asked to interview for a job. So I went and interviewed. So I'm doing, that's the path I'm on currently. And now I still have to have a job because I don't have any income.
Right.
So created all the classes, started teaching at the local college, but that was
But wait,
$30.
were you, yes, you were charging for these things, but not
Just,
enough.
yeah, it was not enough to make an income at all. It was because, I would do it at night.
Okay.
And this was practical skills for widows. So when loss happens, how do I transition to a financial advisor? So I helped bridge that gap so that they wouldn't do what I did and they would learn, they'd have skills. So did that. And then went to this interview, and this gentleman said, Michelle, you'll be working 60 hours a week and you're going to be on call 24 hours a day because we're a 5-star rehabilitation center. There's about 300 staff. And so you'll be managing all that. And I just got tunnel vision. I thought, oh my gosh, I don't have a problem with the work ethic. That's not an issue. But the issue is I still have 2 kids to launch that have been very affected by the loss of their dad. So,
And
um,
that was the set expectations that were actually spoken, which meant you were
yes,
really going to be working 92 hours a week and you really
probably.
and you were on call 36 hours a day and
Pretty much, yes. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is gonna, our vision, my husband's and mine, this isn't aligning with what I'm hearing. So I'm driving home that day from that interview, and I thought, Lord, there has to be a way I can start a business where I can work when I want and can creatively versus have to. And I love the Uber business model. So is there something I can do along those lines? And I had been in the workforce for 14 and a half years. So I was like, have no idea what I'm thinking. I just know that that's what I was wanting. So I had a why. And then I got home that day and I told my son what had happened. And he said, well, Mom, you had a gift basket business when you were young. Why don't you start that up again? And so I said, that is a great idea. I said, hey, gals, my sister, my friend, my daughter-in-law were all there. And I said, what do you guys think if we learn to work from home and then we come together with projects and learn how to master this? Is everyone on board? And they're like, yes. So their Nifty was formed in October of 2015. And we decided to master working at home and doing the remote skills that it would take to build a business. And so, but that still wasn't income for me. So I did that for a year. And then the next year I went to work full time in the financial services space to create an actual income. And but we learned skills on how to work remote. And then I would attend meetings in terms of networking and trying to grow my business. And gosh, I was so nervous. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understand cost of goods. I didn't understand making a profit. I did not have a merchant mindset. I had a ministry mindset. So I had to
mm,
really work to change that. I
yes.
didn't really know I had that problem. Um, so then that built, and then in um, 2018, I was praying. I'm up every day at 3:30, 3:45, seeking God, and I'm looking out my window and I see my van sitting there. And I'm thinking, gosh, that van isn't being used all the time. I can deliver gifts, I can pick up supplies, but it's still taking up half the day or more.
Sure.
So I thought, gosh, I already make gifts. I wonder if anybody wraps gifts. Like, does anyone drive to someone's home and wrap gifts? So I put up a web page that day, and I have a tendency to launch, then learn, which can
Oh,
be
I love that about you.
can be
Me
positive or
too.
negative. You too? Yeah.
Oh yeah. How
And
do I
so
know if I want to keep doing this? I won't know unless I
I
do
can
it.
dream, or I can do, or I can
That's
dream
right.
and do,
That's right.
or
I
I
could
can
dream
do and
this
then dream.
morning and do this afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah, we're
I got
trouble,
a
you and I.
it's true. So I put up the webpage. I got a call within about 4 or 5 days from one of my current clients on the gift basket side. And he said, Michelle, I hate wrapping gifts. Can you wrap all my gifts? I was so excited. I put all my supplies in the van, drove over there, and really I didn't know what I was doing. Um, that's why it's not always about mastering your craft in terms of selling your craft. It is, why are you doing what you're doing? And then, you know, there are things you have to figure out, of course, along the way. But I mean, you pivoted yourself, because if you were a
Yeah.
wedding planner and then you turned florist or
Oh,
harvester or whatever you would
yeah,
call
not
it,
even a florist. I just grow them for the
yes,
florist.
that's it's so incredible. So I wrapped all his gifts and I stood back and I forgot to label the gifts. So I had to rewrap every single gift. But
So
I
now you
learned.
can say, after 100 gifts, I know what I'm
Uh-huh.
doing.
Exactly. So then that was 2018. Then in 2019, I got a call from Too Faced Cosmetics. They're a little bit of an edgy makeup brand, and asked if I would do a design for them and a fulfillment service. And so they loved my design, which is my favorite part of what I do. And that started my first full large scale fulfillment service. So we received all the items, sorted, wrapped, and shipped for them. And then that was phenomenal. I loved it. And then so keep in mind that I'm working full time and I'm training the staff, and we're doing all this. What I'm doing this at night or early in the morning.
So
So
explain just a little bit about the gift. These were the gift boxes or the wrapping.
they're both. So the
Okay.
fulfillment side. So the gift basket is completely different. And then this is the gift wrapping and fulfillment service that we do. It's called kitting and gift wrapping. And so
So if
they ship
I
us.
have I have a makeup brand and I have clients, then when they order, you're the middle person
Mhm.
that gets them. Oh my gosh. My friend Cindy, she's a founder of a nonprofit, and every time we're trying to launch something to do, she always says, I do not want to be Cindy in shipping. So it's so great because you're
Yep.
Michelle in shipping. It's
Yep.
so good.
That's exactly
Okay,
right.
I'm with you.
So we receive all the product in, we sort it, we ship it, we put the notes in, beautiful tissue, all of that, and then we ship it out either to the store or to the client
Oh my gosh, I
and or
love
their
it.
recipient. And then that next end of the summer, so that was March, we got about 1 million hits on their Instagram, Two Face Instagram. And then that summer, I get a call from the Kardashian estate manager. Okay, keep in mind, I don't even have a TV. I don't know who anybody is. I don't follow entertainment news. And I told my sons, I said, hey, I got a call from the Kardashian estate manager. Their mom, they're the number 2 influencers under Trump. You have to do this job. So I take my team out to their house in Calabasas. And this is Kanye and Kim at that time. And she did not like anything I did. And
Oh,
keep in mind, she's very kind and very sweet, despite what the
sure.
media might tell you she is.
I
So,
don't watch it either, so I don't know.
yeah, yeah. So, I walk outside. This is when I transitioned from pastor's wife, mom, grandparent to business person, business owner. She didn't like anything I did. So I walk outside. I'm like, Lord, you brought me here. I've got 7 people with me on my team, her team, and I'm not going home without a sale. That's not happening. So I walk in and I said, does anybody have any fabric? And I did a Shoki wrap, a Japanese wrap, and she loved it. So that launched me into the celebrity work. And now I wrap for several celebrities and a lot of high-end companies. At that time, I started launching, I would get requests from universities. How did I start this, and how did would I give them the information? And it's like, I wasn't ready yet. We were expanding nationwide. So I'd get calls from New York, calls from Florida, calls from Texas on doing gift wrapping. And I thought, you know what? We're just going to teach people how to wrap and work for Nifty or work for themselves. And so I launched my training. And so that's kind of how now I'm the largest mobile gift wrapping business in the nation.
You're so
And we
smart.
no, it's I just did the work. I had to
Good
learn along the
job.
way. Yeah. So that's kind of my story. And I want women over 50 to know that they can do this, even if you don't have the resources, even if you don't think you can do it, you can. And I'm launching, you said I could talk about
Yeah.
something for the
I
future.
want you to talk about all of it.
That I'm launching an app where it's kind of like TaskRabbit, but for creatives. So it's not home repair, it's going to be home decorating. It's going to be, small florists. It's going to be cooking food at home or grocery shopping. And it's not, it's somebody that you can hire up the street to do the work. They're not, so it's like that'll be launching probably in the next 2 months. But
That's so
gift wrappers,
exciting.
it's very cool. And so, we get asked, this is what happens. I'll get asked, Michelle, can you wrap my gifts? Okay, can you put the lights on my tree? Hey, could you put the lights on my house? Or do you know someone who can do that? Can you help me do a party? So it's all going to be related to event services and around that. And that's going to give the small creative the opportunity to do what they do best versus an electrician or painter.
Oh my
So
gosh, I love this. I have so many people to send your way
yes,
to be
I would
in
love
your
that.
network. How are you? I have a question about Nifty too, but I want to ask about the app. How are you vetting or inviting people to be in this network? Because it's kind of sounds like it's,
Well, it's
for
going to,
an antiquated like Angie's List, but not for
mhm,
contractors or like you said,
mhm.
TaskRabbit.
It's going to
How
be
is this going to work?
it's going to be a long task rabbit. Well, it's going to be, I'll do my best to vet, but the truth is you're not going to know until they're
Yeah,
out doing their business because
sure.
it's going to be their own personal, they get rated. So if
Yeah.
they do a good job, they're going to get a 5 star. If they do a poor job, they're going to get a 1 star. So it's going to
Right.
be more, it's like a meritocracy kind of app where they get vetted themselves. And so you
Yeah.
want to do, so training them ahead of time. Listen, you want to do a good job because this is about you. And then I'm highly considering, it's like a 95% where they're not charged, the creative. It's the person who's hiring the creative that gets the charge.
Yeah.
So that way they keep all their money. I
Yeah.
think that's the negative with the TaskRabbit type of situation where
Mhm.
they take the money from the contractor when they're not making very much money.
Right.
So, and right now people need to make an income. They just need that.
Right. And
We're in a,
creatives is that can be um the mindset of the creative and the conditioning and our culture, what it says about creative people, that that's for the weekend or the whole starving artist
yeah.
concept and all of these things. And you're giving them the opportunity to step into a more abundant mindset by
Mhm.
also preemptively managing what the resistance is. I'm not going to
Yep.
make enough money, or it's too much work, or whatever.
Yep. And
Love
I
that.
think right now, I think, especially women over 50, it's a great opportunity to use skill sets that we've
Mhm.
earned all our years. It's like, I have no problem if someone says, hey, Michelle, can you come and set my table? Or can you come and, chop all the carrots? Like they're small jobs, but they can earn some money. And why not? Like Uber
Great.
does it,
And
so
we've
it's
been
just,
doing it for free for
oh
decades.
my
So
word.
why not get paid for it and
Yeah.
appreciated by a
And
person who didn't have to do it themselves and think that everything you do is magic?
right. Right.
Yeah, it's
I
why I'm
mean,
doing everything I'm doing.
I think, it's like, even, you can order cookies or you can order all these things, but somebody can come in and bake your cookies.
Right.
It's something like that. So that's my
Oh my
dream. And
gosh. I
it's
love
almost
that.
done.
You
It's
have to
taking me
do
a little
that.
work, but
It's so good.
yeah. And so that's happening. And then I'm also launching luxury gift wrap experiences. What that is it's a beautiful box made, or the box itself is a regular box, but inside they're all beautiful fashion forward gift wraps where it's all American made. and it has a mood board in there to where I'll tell you the start of it was for the GOP ladies because their fashion is so beautiful. And I just created a Pinterest board um, with all this fashion. It's just so expensive and I bootstrapped everything. So I have to manage my money incredibly well. Um, so I said, I woke up in the middle of the night. I'm like, okay, I am going to create fashion experiences on the gift wrap side. So everyone's, you've got Ralph Lauren, you have all these Hermes, you've got all these beautiful brand names, but I'm going to take that look and create a gift wrap experience. So I created Shoki wraps, beautiful paper for the designs of the clothing, and beautiful note cards. So it's a full experience. And then they get a URL, a code on the mood board to take them to a video of all the gift wrapping. So they can either give this as a gift or they can receive it as a gift. And there's only going to be so many that are made. And then we'll do another
Limited edition. We love a limited
limited edition.
edition.
So they've turned out beautifully. My team thought I was out of my mind, I think, in the beginning when I brought it to them.
Right?
But
Because it's a gift of gift wrap.
It's
And
very different.
some people don't get it, and some people are like, oh my gosh, like I don't even want to wrap a gift with it, I just want to have it. Like I don't even want, I'm going to save all these elements that are my favorite and just give the other things to the person I'm wrapping the present for.
It's
I am your
it's
client.
really cool. Yeah. So we're doing that. And then once I brought that to the team in January, then I got a call the next week. Okay, I'm a small business in Southern California hanging on in terms of it's so costly here.
Yeah.
And the taxes and all the crazy things. But this is where I feel I'm called. So for now, anyway, for this season. So that next Tuesday, I get a call from the State Department, the gift protocol, the White House, and they asked me to do a design for the new administration, the President of the United States, First Lady, VP Vance, Second Lady, and Secretary of State. Now, whatever people's political aspirations or beliefs are, it didn't matter. That's the highest
Right.
in the
Who cares?
land.
They're
And
sending gifts. Let's
oh my
wrap them.
gosh, yes. And I would have supported Obama's administration or whoever. I have no um, feeling towards that. I was very honored. So we went to work, created designs. I looked at all their personalities and created designs for each one of them. And we ended up winning that job. So we are now the vendor and the designer for the White House. Yeah,
Congratulations.
so that's very cool. So I guess my point is, so if you're over 50 and you don't know anything, you can do this or
You
something
know
like
so much.
you learn from all your mistakes and pray you survive.
Right?
And
Right? And we
yeah,
get to also flip the narrative of you don't know what you're doing because you do know and you've mastered it. I think what happened for me, because I would always say also, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making this
yeah,
up. I'm
but you
just
would just
doing
do
what
it.
feels good. But I think what happened is the things that I excel at were not appreciated or valued, and they weren't happening in the marketplace. So it made me belittle the impact because how I felt belittled that it wasn't a big deal. Like, this isn't a job, this is just a wife. But thank you, Jesus, for Martha Stewart, who has monetized
Yes,
homemaking and lifestyle and done it like a boss that she
yeah,
is.
right.
And I love that. And
I
it
agree.
is a thing. And we do get to make money being great at what we are. And so we might not know what we're doing as far as running a business yet, but guess
Right.
what? There are
You can
people
learn.
that do that can work for me. And I'll make
And
all the
there's
money wrapping presents. And you guys can roll your eyes and I will laugh myself all the way to the bank.
When I first started, just the whole remote thing, we were already set up for that. So
Brilliant.
we didn't have to figure out what to do. We were already doing it. So it's like, that was just a blessing in disguise.
Oh, and I just love that you looked outside the window and saw your van. And instead of seeing, like, oh my gosh, what has my life become that I own a van and there's not even people to take it anymore? You're like, wait a minute, what can I put in the van? Like, this is
Uh-huh.
brilliant. I'm
Can I drive
like,
around?
and plus your energy, it's making me think, like, ooh, maybe I'm gonna
You
work for you too. Like, that's
You
so
should do
fun.
your own. I have created a class. People can license the name.
Oh, it's
They can
so
be
brilliant.
to run their own business. And
That's the money. Good job.
it's a 30% market because it doesn't exist. I created a niche and I'm trying to encourage women, start your own business. It's very profitable. And you can learn the skill of wrapping the gift. Where I come in is the business of gift wrapping.
Right.
And so
So
they
they can have a nifty franchise.
yeah, it's a license, not a
Oh,
franchise. I
okay.
was going to
I don't know what the
franchise.
difference is. Sorry.
It's very expensive to franchise.
Okay,
It's
perfect.
costly for the
License it is.
franchisor, and but it is a needed franchise. It's still $100,000 to start the franchise. I have
Okay,
everything trademarked, everything's ready to go.
good.
So what I decided to do was license. And what that is I'll train them how to run their business, give them all the skills they need, and then they can say they're Nifty certified.
Yes.
So it's like a Starbucks and a Target. So
Right.
if you have your business, especially a flower shop, anybody who does flower shops should have this for their off seasons, because holiday, you're not as busy as you are during other times. So it's like, this is a great
Yeah.
side hustle. Um, anyway, so adding this on to an existing business is huge, huge. And it's a 30% growth because it doesn't exist. And now it's a groundswell because people are shipping, they're not going to the malls like they used to. They're
Right.
shipping everything to their house. And then
Mhm.
so that helps you come in and do the work that you need to do. But then you can also hire people to help you. So that gives them opportunity for work as well.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool. I did this I had a family do a farm stay over the holidays and they were traveling internationally. So
Oh,
I just told them, have all of your gifts shipped here and I'll wrap them and they'll be under the tree the day
oh,
you
how cool.
arrive and give me a list of what's from Santa so I don't put it under the tree and it
Yeah.
comes out whenever it needs to come out and all the things. I had so much fun wrapping the presents and using my ridiculously large stash of wrapping
Paper.
paper, which now I'm so
Sweet.
glad
Yeah.
because if I finally
Good.
use all of this, I can buy more, which is so fun. But it was so fun and they paid me by the hour and at first they were like, "Oh, that's a little expensive." I'm like, "Well, I you don't want to do
It's labor
this."
intensive.
It-
You don't want to
yeah,
do this.
and it took me 7 hours to wrap all of their presents and at first they were like, "Ooh, okay." But then when they got there, we're like, "Oh my gosh, these are the most
Mhm.
beautiful presents we've ever seen." And they were able to be present for their vacation and not
Right. Having
wrapping.
to
I mean,
do all
what
the
were they going to do? Go to Target on the 23rd
mhm,
of December and buy a bunch of ugly wrapping paper because the good one's
mhm.
already been bought
Yep.
and then be in their guest room and then asking me for scissors. And I mean, it was
Mhm.
ridiculous. So I'm so glad. And
Yep.
I'm
And
so
look at the
excited.
service.
I'm gonna get licensed by you. This is
And you should, because you're clear across the United States.
Mhm.
You're in a place. I mean, that's the thing is people don't realize again the opportunity that they have, because the gift wrapping doesn't just happen on the holidays. It can
Right.
happen with event gifts or,
Yes.
small gifts. And so we're in Canada, we're working in India, a lot of things. Dubai, I've been requested by Dubai. So it's like people need, this is a needed thing. Yeah, so it's all
I just
exciting.
interviewed a woman who lives in Dubai,
Oh,
Laura Paddock. I will connect you because she's a new
that would be
author as
great.
well. And oh my gosh, this is so cool, Michelle. You're so
Thank
cool.
you. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're the same. I mean, I love your story. It's like,
Thank you.
I
It's
think
so
there's a lot
fun.
of women out there like us,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a matter of just reviving a dream that maybe they've had and they don't know what to do or how to do it. And they are a creative. I'm not saying if you aren't creative, you can't learn to be creative. I can train skill. Um, if you have a business mind, you can learn to wrap gifts. And if you don't want to wrap them, you can start wrapping and then hire someone to wrap with you later. But it is one of those things that, and then you just want to do it right. If you want to be able to charge higher prices, that's where I come in, because some people, they don't want to charge money for the gift wrap. But just like you said earlier, there is value in that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there is value in their time and their
Mm-hmm.
creativity. And I think you nailed it with Martha Stewart monetizing home economics. And, you know, that's so true.
It's so good. Oh my
Why
gosh.
not use it?
I have loved this conversation. It will not be our last. I'm so excited to be in your orbit. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you, how they can learn about all of your magical things. It's so good.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Michelle M. Hensley, they have to put the M in there, .com is where you can learn all about the courses and you can get a free book, as well as, just the blog. I'm adding to the blog all the time, but it's fairly new because, this is new since last October. So that's why it's like, man, people have to get on it because holiday is going to be around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Next thing would be niftypackage.co is the actual business. So we are luxury high-end gift baskets where everything, handwritten notes, it's very well packaged and we are used by top clients. Um, also, I have a YouTube channel. So I talk about how to create profitability in a gift basket business as well as gift wrapping. And then I have on there great women who have done well through their business, sold businesses, are generally over the age of 50. But it's just to inspire an age group, that you still have it.
Oh my gosh.
You have
Not
it.
only do you have it, but it's
You got
wrapped
it
up
going on.
very beautifully.
Thank you.
Oh
Gosh,
my
Wendy, what a
gosh.
treat.
I love it. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Have a great rest of your day. Thank
You do
you.
the same.